Hello my beloved friends, I welcome all of you 94,000 star seeds, light workers and wanderers from all over the world to this session. And in today's session, we are going to talk about the pole shifts. And this session I have channeled the Pleiadians in order to ask about many of you wanted to know whether the pole shift will occur in the year 2023 or not, right? And you know, one of the most fascinating things that I learned from the session is there is a high chance that the pole shift will also happen on September 24th. That's right, September 24th. And I also know that many of the people around the world, they have been sending warnings regarding the September 24th timeline, because something big, they said that something big is about to happen. And in the session I received the same kind of information. When you listen to the session, hopefully you will understand it better. And the other thing is, in this session they talk about basically the types of pole shifts. Okay, they talk about there are two types of pole shifts, and how do they occur, right? So that is explained in the first portion of the session. In the second query I have asked is about how can we save Princess Diana? Because from the previous session, as you already know, that Princess Diana is in the hands of the negatively oriented reptilians, and she is currently in the Mars planet. Okay, she is being used for, I believe, the creation of humanoid reptilian beings for the purpose of entering the Earth planet to manipulate humanity. I believe that's what they're doing. So the procedure of how we can save her is described. The other query is about how we can shift our energy from the lower energy level if we are stuck in the lower vibrations to then enter into the higher levels of energy. So they have described a very simple method. It relates with our activity in the mind and how we can change our energy level from the low level of energy. They refer to a chart of consciousness, which I believe many of you are familiar with, and I will show the chart in the session as well, so it will be easier for you to process the information. So with that being said, and before the session begins, I want to state that I am going to do a meditation on my Patreon on 21st in order to protect our planet and to be eligible for the fourth density vibration, right? And also I want to say a big thank you to all of you for liking the video, as it helps to reach out to more star seeds and wanderers and light workers just like us. So here is the session. Enjoy.
We are the Pleiadians, and we communicate now through this instrument for the purpose of addressing the queries which we can sense that are present in the mind complex of this instrument. However, there is a need for the people of your planets to become independent co-creators in this illusion complex, thereby becoming cautious of those thought forms which do not resonate, as resonance depends upon the individualized portion of consciousness and its experience and the nature of emotional states. Therefore, we recommend each to use discernment. The query pertains today about whether the pole shifts are appearing in your space-time vibration location identification term as 2023. We must address this query carefully in order to provide your people with a full understanding with the nature of the pole shifts. We must state that there are two types of pole shifts which may occur in any planetary sphere, and especially in the Earth planet, considering its current trajectory and motion around the Sun body. The first type is the temporary and the other is the permanent pole shift. The temporary pole shift is caused because of Earth's energy centers becoming imbalanced. Such pole shifts are due to the process of planets entering into a higher level of consciousness, and at this time into the fourth density, which requires a level of balancing of all the lower energy centers up to the fourth energy center. This process of balance may be equated by your people similar to the Kundalini awakening, which leads many of your entities to balance the lower energy centers and activation of the higher energy centers. This will also cause the spiritual earth to fully operate, and the old earth planetary vibration shall be separated from the new earth planetary vibration. However, this process is only temporary and will not lead to the pole reversal completely or in permanent fashion, as known by your people. Furthermore, there will be a balancing and reset of the poles to their original position as the current location as found at the current. Further, the permanent pole shift is caused because of the Earth's magnetic field permanently flipping around. This happened prior in the Earth planets around 48,000 to 50,000 years ago, during which the Lemurian and Reptilian War occurred. As the Reptilians were guided by the Orions, who created hollow spaces below the Earth's crust, which led to the shifting of many of the tectonic plates around the planet, which eventually led to the flipping of the poles at the time. And this created massive changes at that space-time. Further, going backwards, we can also sense that the poles have reversed hundreds of times between a few thousand intervals. The most recent pole shift almost happened around a space-time of 2,100 years ago, as during that period there was a battle between the third density Agarthans against the Reptilians in the inner Earth. Further, this was stopped because the Agarthans chose the path of positive polarity instead of choosing the path of self-service, which stopped the occurrence of the pole shift event. Further, we as the Pleiadians must state that there is a timeline in your planetary sphere, wherein the inner Earth battle will lead to pole shifts and has the possibility of leading to complete pole shifts for the Agarthans, who are currently in the fourth density, third sub-octave level. In this timeline will be infiltrated by the negatively polarized entities, causing the final battle to occur inside the inner Earth, leading to tectonic plate movements. Also, we can sense that there is a timeline occurring in the middle portion of the year 2023, and also in this current year of 2022 at the period of September 24th, wherein the negative entities will try to penetrate the Earth's planetary sphere and directly enter the location known as Germany, which may lead to such conflicts occurring from the Anunnaki, Reptilian, Orion, Lucerian social memory complex against the inner Earth beings, leading to such conflicts. And the pole shifts may also happen in this year of 2022 and 2023 as well, if the conflicts are not stopped. Furthermore, these conflicts can be stopped by the awareness and the choice of choosing the path of the light by each entities. Further, a warning has also been issued by the Galactic Federation to the officials in the location as Germany, to warn them of the possibility of this infiltration. Furthermore, such pole shifts occur due to the process of the planet also entering into the fourth density consciousness as stated before, requiring a balancing of the inner energy centers. Therefore, we must now address the other query which relates with how to save the entity known as Diana, who is under the complete, we correct this instrument, control of the Reptilians. There is but one way in which the entity known as Diana can be saved and protected at this time. This pathway is to get a hold of its silver cord, which currently is in the possession of the negatively oriented reptilian social memory complex, who are currently using it in the Mars body. Further, the entity known as Diana and its silver cord can be retrieved by her higher self only, since her higher self cannot access its energy vibrations as it cannot sense the existence of the entity known as Diana at this time. The best way for such retrieval can be done by using the vibration complex of love and by sending love and light towards the hardened crater in the Mars planet, which is the last location of the vibration detected of the entity known as Diana as detected by the Ashtar command groups. Furthermore, a meditation for sending love and light directed towards the location as known in your vibratory sound complex as Holden Crater may be beneficial in the endeavor to such retrieval of the silver cord of the entity known as Diana. Furthermore, the other query pertains to the understanding with regards to the aspect of ascension and how the levels of energy as known by your people are corresponding to the activity of your mind. We must state that there is a connection between the activity of the levels of sound vibration complex present in your mind and the different levels of energy, such as, we must give you an example. According to the energy charts which your people in your planetary sphere refer to as the energy charts, which are created for the purpose of measuring the types of different vibrations. There may be energies which may be of low energy vibration, such as in the vibration of as known by your people in the level as measured by the scientists as around the level of 30 vibration to that of 190 vibration energy level, from the level of guilt, shame to the level of pride. These levels of energy have extremely high activity and attachment to the sound vibrations which are created in the mind complex of such an entity. This means that such an entity, if were to escape this level, will have to change their attachment to the sound vibrations which are found in their mind complex. The sound vibration which appear as thought forms are creating extreme activity and imbalance in the brain functioning of such an entity, leading to the feeling of guilt, shame, and any other emotion such as anger or pride. These are the lower levels of energy and are signified by extremely high activity and attachment to the sound vibration complexes. The other level of energy which the people of your planet relates to as above the type of 200 to 450, from the level of boredom to the level of intelligence or imagination and creativity. These are the mid-levels of energy which have a activity of sound vibrations much less compared with The vibrations found in the low levels of energy entities, these sound vibrations are, however, present up to this level and more or less the imagination complex oversees the sound vibration complex in this level. Therefore, in the mid-levels of energy, the entity have little sound activities happening inside the mind complex, and as they begin to move higher in the levels of energy, such as when they reach into the vibration above the level of 500, which is the level of love, beauty, creativity, and reach above the vibration of 600, which is the vibration of awareness, peace, and serenity, and to reach the level of 1000, which is the level of infinity and connectedness with the One Creator. These levels of energy have no sound activity in these vibrations, as an entity with no sound vibrations in the mind complex can only achieve such a level of consciousness. Furthermore, the higher the level of energy, the less the sound vibrations found inside the mind complex. As we, the Pleiadians, have always suggested to all of your people to use discernment. Furthermore, if an entity desires to increase its energy from lower levels of energy to higher levels of energy, the use of awareness to such an extent that there must be an awareness to how much sound is present within the self, and slowly and steadily reducing the sound vibrations to allow the entity to traverse into the higher levels of energy. Hence we, the Pleiadians, now leave you, beloveds, in love and lights of the One Creator. Bye.
So my friends, so basically in this session, I hope you learned something for you. I hope it was really helpful for you in understanding about what's actually happening. And I also learned a few things. Really amazing session. Basically what I learned is I learned about the pole shifts, and what they've said is there are two types of pole shifts which may happen. One is known as the temporary pole shift, which is caused because of imbalance in the Earth's energy center. So when the Earth planet is actually balancing its energy center, it is trying to enter into a higher vibration, right? Just like us, we go through stages of balancing our energy centers, and then we open up our higher energy center, and at that time it may feel like a certain disturbance is happening within us. The same thing happens with planet Earth. Isn't it wonderful? I believe planet Earth and we are almost like similar, and we go through the same kind of experience. So they say it's similar to a Kundalini experience, right? So during the temporary pole shift, it will only happen for a short time, and then it will revert back to the original. Okay, so the other one is, they said this happens primarily during the period of when the Earth enters fully into the fourth density, right? So I believe it will happen sometime, but they didn't give the timeline of when we can expect it to happen. The other interesting thing is, they said, listen, that there is another type of pole shift which is known as the permanent pole shift, which previously happened many times. They have given the dates. It happened many times, and it actually happened during the Lemurian War with the Reptilians. During that time, during the war with the Reptilians, such type of pole shifts happened because the tectonic plates of the Earth planet, they slipped, and there was a different layer of energy which imbalance which occurred. Okay, and this happened this happened many other times, like thousands of intervals. And the other thing is, they talk about how the so-called timeline of 2023 has a timeline wherein they are coming inside Earth, wherein there is going to be an infiltration of the negative entities inside Earth, in the inner Earth, that will create this type of battle. So it is possible to happen on September 24th, as per the information, and also on 2023, which is the craziest thing, right? And also I want to tell you that they have said they have given the warning to the people of Germany, to not the people of Germany, but to the leaders of Germany, So they have given the warning that there may be an infiltration directly into Germany. I don't know why they are trying to go to Germany. Maybe it's easier to go into the inner earth. I have no idea. Okay. So the other thing is how to save Princess Diana. What this said is, listen, the best way to save Princess Diana is via the process of sending love and light energies to Mars. And they said there is a location known as Holden Crater where we need to send love and light during meditation. And the only way we can save her is, that's what we can do, because her higher self has to save her, because her higher self has to take the control of the silver cord. Okay, at this time the silver cord is currently under the control of the reptilians. That's what they are saying. So the last query which I have asked is about basically, and also before I share this, we are going to do the meditation, okay, for Princess Diana on my Patreon. So if you join it, we will do that. Okay, so don't worry. And the other thing is about what they have said is about the levels of energy. So when we change our energy, right, what actually happens is, look, they have said that based upon our energy, everything shifts. So if you want to change our energy from lower energy level, okay, what happens is when we move from the lower level of energy to the higher level of energy, the sound vibrations becomes less and less and less. So when you reach the highest level, there is no sound. I actually note that you may have experienced this level during meditation, wherein you don't have any sound in your mind. It's blank, right? So I believe, what they've said is there is a relationship with sound and your level of energy. So the higher level of energy, if you want to reach the level of peace, enlightenment, bliss, then you need to make sure that you need to become aware of lower sound, okay? You need to lessen the sound in your mind. So thank you, my friends, for watching the video. I want to say big thank you to all of you for sending me past life requests on this email. Whenever I get free time, I will help you out. And the other thing is, I want to say big thank you to all of you for also joining me on Patreon, where I'm holding the meditations. I'm doing 3 sessions a week. I can share some other stuff which I cannot share here. And also thank you all for joining me on the 4-part series on UNIFYD TV. The link is on the description. And also thank you for downloading the free PDF of the transcripts. If you like to read stuff, it's very helpful for you, so you can download it from the link in the description. And with that being said, I think you will enjoy the next video over here. Thank you, my friends.